Hey everybody, Renee here. We're going to go ahead and talk about some simple cards because of the crunch. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and go live. It's Monday. It's around 3 o'clock. So I'll see you in a second. I'm just going to stop the recording and I'll be right with you. So I believe I should be on already. I know that it takes a few minutes, but I will check here, but I probably should be on my Facebook group and I am on already. I know that it takes, I should be on my Facebook group. Okay, I just turned off the sound and just checking everything and we should be good. And hello. I want to make sure that I show you some simple cards. I don't know, I feel the crunch. So all of a sudden I'm counting my cards and seeing what I have to make sure I have enough for everybody. And so it's time to maybe find some really simple ways to make those cards. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spotlight my desktop. And you should see my desktop now. And let's go ahead and look at first some examples of those easy cards. And of course, we can hear my wonderful birds today. So here are some easy, simple cards. And my thing is, let the DSP, that designer paper, let that designer paper do the job. Okay, let that designer paper do the job for you. Okay, and so with this one, all I do is I take a standard card and I go ahead and take some designer paper that I like and cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I go ahead and split it. Now this one I did the same thing, but I split it in half. This one I made it a little longer, maybe 3 1/4 inches, and then the other side. Of course, I used a punch here and I used designer paper to cover up the line once I cut this in half or 2/3 or whatever. Does not matter. And so then you just find a label. This could be rectangular. You could cut a small little label out. All right. Or you can punch it out if you have a punch. Now we have the deer set that actually has a stamp that has a Merry Christmas. So the peaceful deer, so you can stamp that and put that in there and you would already have your little saying with your little deer here, for example. All right. So this again is just simply a 4 by 5 1/4 cut in half designer paper. I'm going to have to close my door because that bird has decided to talk. Sorry about that. But anyway, so then I just go cut it in half and flip one side over, because each designer paper has 2 sides, and then I take another strip of paper, and that can be anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, whatever you prefer, really, and just glue that down, and then go ahead and either put a deer there with the saying like here, or just make a rectangular piece. And this would be something like, I'm sure, like if we went ahead and looked at this, this is about 1.25 inches by 2 inches. So something like that. All right, and you're ready to go. Same concept here. I just had some extra little punch outs that I could add. This was again a punch out that I actually stamped before and then punched it out, and so I could use it. And that's those baubles again that you see me using a lot of times. Here I use the ribbon All right. And what I did here is I actually took a strip of paper, and instead of, which I found out was much easier, what I did is I took a strip of cardstock, the same color or as this paper. I could have taken the cream as well. And all I did was wrap the ribbon around and then simply tape it down with tape, okay, on the back side. That's all I did. Just tape it down, and then I laid it down. This makes it very easy to lay down that ribbon, and you can do that anytime, okay? You can take your cardstock, wrap it around, and go ahead and tape the back with simply tape. That's it, and you're good to go. All right, that's another easy card. Here, I use the full face of that 4 by 5 1/4. I cut another strip that's probably about at least an 1.5 inches by 4. That is 1.25 inches by 4, so it just meets up over here. I did have a punch, a circular punch, but again, a nice rectangle or square would be great. So the size of the square that could go here is about 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 would be just fine. And there you go. Again, if you have this or the penguins, you could have, these are the 3 sets that will make it very easy. And I know that some of you watching have these. So snowman season, this is perfect for snowman season. All right. You have a punch and you have the snowman. So that's great. Perfectly plaid, you might have this stamp set, which is great, which has a punch, the tree punch, which I show you many a times, this wonderful tree punch that I absolutely love. And then, of course, the deer and the penguins. The penguins, it's the same kind of things. These are great sets to have because they make creating your cards very easy and quick. So, and use those parts from these sets to embellish your card, and you'll see that in a moment. All right, here's another card where I simply stamped the background, and then I took a strip, and the strip is 5 1/2. And again, by simply, I'm using that one, but that one's a little harder to use. It's more accurate, but you have to find the spot. It's about 2 1/8. So anywhere from 2 1/4, 2 1/4 is fine, to 2 1/8, to 2 1/4, any one of those, nothing very specific. Punched out 3, stamped, and then punched out this one with that Merry Christmas. There you go, tied a little ribbon around the neck, made a double ribbon here. Okay, again, you can use that cardstock, wrap it around, tape it, and there you go. Cute cards, very cute cards, and easy cards to make. All right, now, what I wanted to show you is some other quick ideas. I do want to mention that if you scroll down on my Facebook group page to November 8th, you will see this one type of card that I'll show you last, since we've done those. Here's another idea that's really simple and is very effective, I think. And you have your standard, all of these go on standard cards. You cut your first piece of designer paper. You'll see this is the same designer paper. And I cut it simply at 5 1/4 by 4. And then the next piece, I simply cut it 1/4 inch smaller. Okay, so that would be then 3 3/4 by 5. There you go. All right. So now I have a beautiful frame, right? And so then I took that same class of designer paper from that same grouping, and I went ahead, used my deer's stamp set, stamped my little trees, stamped the little embellishment, exactly what I was telling you about, stamped my sentiment, And if I want to punch out and stamp a deer, there you go. And there's your card. It's a very pretty card. Now, one of the things I want to mention about stamping and using cardstock, use basically vanilla or basic white, and that's great for cardstock. And then as far as your paper goes, as far as the ink goes, what it tells you on each of your packages exactly what colors you're going to have. So when you do your stamping, try to find 2 of those colors or 1 of those colors at least, because it can be all monochromatic. I could have made this still green as well. Okay, so in this set, it had garden green and soft suede. So I used garden green and soft suede as my ink. What you can always do is you can go ahead and buy the current rights for this time period. And if you buy your current 5-pen rights, so that'd be the 221 and 222 rights. If you would buy that, then you could go ahead and when you bought the cardstock, more than likely you'll be able to use it because it's the new in colors. So there'll be designer paper that has those colors in it for sure. There is cardstock, so everything will coordinate. The reason these look so great is because the colors coordinate. It is true. So always look on the back of those papers that you buy. And when you look in the catalog, it also tells you the colors, which always will help you buy ink if you need it. All right. So an ink pad if you need it. But there you go. There's your card. All right. Very easy. Just a couple of cuts, a little stamping, and you have your cards made. Now I think I do have another way of doing this that I want to show you. All right, we can always, do something like this where we take, these are 3.5 by 2.5, very nice size for this. All right, now usually what I would have done here, just to show you, I would have gone ahead and made this green to keep with my color coordination, but the red pops so pretty. That's fine too. All right. And then what I would have done is here, I could go ahead and put my deer right here, and I could put him this way. I punched him out of that same designer paper that I had. Let me see if I can get him. There he is. There he is. Or she. Okay, look how cute. All I do is you must use my Merry Christmas, use my tree, and I'm good to go. All right. And you know, if you have the deer set, you have those trees. I used the other set that I really like and I'm very happy with, and that's Perfectly Plaid, which is in the annual catalog, and I love this, and I love the pine cone. The pine cone's gorgeous on there as well. So, and you could use pine cones to decorate. Again, use the stamp set to do your decorations if you want to add a little more to your card. Okay, and of course, then this is the punch, right, from the deer set. Okay, another way of looking at this, very simple. You take that, again, 5.25 by 4, and then you cut a square, a rectangle, sorry, just like this one, okay, at 3 3/4 by 5. And then you cut it on the diagonal. You just take it into your machine, put the point right into the track, put the other point right into the track and cut it. This gives you 2 cards right away. Okay, so there's 2 cards, because all you're going to do is you're going to take the one on each one of those, whatever side you cut, that's going to be your front. So if I want this front, I'll cut it diagonally from left to right this way. If I want this side, I'll cut it from left to write this way, okay? So here we go, like this. And then what I would do is I would go ahead and do this and put my deer on here. I like this little deer. All right, I hope I just had something that happened, so I'm just making sure everything's okay. All right, so just had a little phone call here. So anyway, so we go in here like this, and there you go again. You can have the deer or not. All right, and again, another way of stamping this is putting this all in the center. And then of course, there you go. And there's your ribbon. If you would like a ribbon, you can put it up there. Or you can go ahead and put it down here if you like, or not at all. And there you go. So you just have that little, and now you can make 2 cards that are like this. If you want to, and you have embellishments, let's say you have some embellishments, you can go ahead and put some embellishments on your tree if you stamped a tree. You can put a star at the top. You can put a little round embellishment. Whatever you have, you might be able to go ahead and put them on there. And when you put them on there, you might put some around here if you like. But a very simple, easy, quick card since we're in the crunch time. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that, of course, if you have a punch and you don't want to use a stamp, you can put your punch right there and put it in the middle. You can put your deer right there in the middle instead of a stamp. You can punch and simply put a deer. All right, or you can stamp the deer and punch it out. That's fine, whichever. So you have a lot of possibilities, and you can change it up that way. So that's some of the easy stuff you can do. All right. So the other one I just want to remind you of is this one that I showed you on November 8th on how to cut the 6x6 sheet of paper. You go 1 1/4 inch mark, then you turn it 45 degrees, 1 1/4 inch and mark. And then you go 1 1/4 inch and mark. And then what you're going to do is you connect those marks, and when you cut it, they come out into these little pieces. Remember, whatever side you have, that's going to be ending up on the left side. All right, and the other side will end up on the right side. Please check out the November 8th, that November 8th video, because it does show you how to do this card very easily, how cute it is, and you can go ahead and make these quickly. Again, this is going to be your, I'm just going to look and see if I can find something that I'm looking for. Yes, that's what I wanted to show you. Of course, I punched that out. You don't have to punch that out. You can go ahead and do, again, a simple rectangle and have your rectangle right there and simply stamp the ho, ho, ho. All right. And you can add stars, embellishments if you want, but this is all you need. You can add a ribbon if you like. But there you have some really simple cards. So I would definitely check that video out if you want to see again that idea for those simple cards. So the other item that I wanted to show you, just to remind you, is if you did get the paper pumpkin, which was the October paper pumpkin. If you got the October paper pumpkin, these are great for when you are in a crunch, because they have all your directions and how to make these beautiful, beautiful cards. Okay. And I did explain, I do have a video explaining my alternates on this. So if you want to see the alternates, but this gives you everything you need to make their cards, and that's quickly. But if you want to see the alternates and how they were made, I would go to my YouTube and go ahead and check that out for the October 2021 alternate cards. And I explain how those are actually done. And they're so cute. These are so easy and so cute to make. All right. Very simple cards using pretty much the kit and of course a punch. And a lot of you probably have a tree punch, a snowman punch, a reindeer punch, a penguin punch, a bear punch. I'm sure that just having one of those can a little bit dress up your card and you should be okay. So I just wanted to give you that little bit. I didn't want to stay on too long. I just wanted to remind you that if you are feeling that crunch, don't forget that you have the paper pumpkin. Any kit that you have that is Christmas, just follow their directions. They're easy, they're pretty, they're lovely cards. So you're set to go, and everything is color coordinated in those kits. So it could not be easier. Excuse me. Okay, so I think that that is all I had to say today. So if you need me, message me. If you have any questions about cards and you want to make some cards, you can always message me. All right. So have a great afternoon, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. So I did forget to say I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And if you like this video, please like at the bottom. I hope that I can replace the spotlight. I hope that I helped you a little bit on some quick ideas. My Facebook group page is Renee's, Renee apostrophe S. Paper Crafts. You can come into my group page and check it out. You can also see the alternates here. I typically have all kinds of Christmas cards right now going since October. So check out those sites and those examples on crafting with Stampin' Up! And creating those beautiful cards. Okay, thanks very much. Have a great day. Goodbye now.